Hey, what's up dudes? It is the one and only Mighty the Armadillo here, and I'm from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy Color. So last time, we basically just managed to able to win into any other levels, as far as you might as well know, and I think that, if I recall correctly, we managed to able to collect about 13 or so treasures, which... it doesn't seem quite a lot, but hey, at least we're able to actually collect a lot more treasures than ever before. Like, compared to like 10 treasures that we've actually collected for the past few videos ago. So, either way, and yeah, everything else goes all fine and dandy. And also we did manage to able to obtain the 4th music box, and as a result, we've only got one more left. But that will be until for later. So today, for this episode, is the fact that we're about to be not only just trying to able to revisiting back to the forms of the previous levels, including my least favorite level in the entire game, which is Forest of Fear, and yeah, today for this video is that we're about to be heading into the next level, which is, of course, Beneath the Waves. And the grey key was actually from the very, onto the next room, as you saw. And you got to take a massive guess, by the way, because obviously, if for those of you who have a first time experiencing this stage, then obviously that you might be able to actually get a sense of confusion from this point right there. So, as a result, though, yeah, the grey key is actually pretty easy to obtain. So, now we just need to able to get into this particular section here. And I believe the majority of the treasure chests in this level is going to be involved around in this particular section. So, I believe the grey chest is going to be somewhat easy to get. Like, I believe it was somewhere around, well, let's just say over there somewhere. So, hopefully we need to try to figure out for the actual correct pathway, so that way we can able to, like, you know, get the grey chest, and hopefully we'll get something from there. So... there we go, and I believe that's where, yep, the grey chest is right there, so it doesn't take me that long to able to actually just to go there. So, yeah, today's day is, of course, the 21st of September September today, and, well, I'll get into more details about this in a second, because it looks like that we actually got ourselves a bomb liver, and I believe, I wonder what that thing does. I see, it will try to able to extend stuffing for the Cave of Flames, as well as the Sacred Swamp, and also the Colossal Hole. So that means we can now able to actually experience those levels again, but this time around though, in a different route. So, I suppose we should probably get started with, I would classify for saying we'll try to wrap things up in the Sacred Swamp, because we've only got one more treasure left, and that's what appears to be the blue chest. So, hopefully, we'll try to find that, and, yeah, everything's all comes in like, well, no problemo kind of scenario, I suppose, even though it has been, you know, 5 days ago since we actually did manage to last touch upon this game, ever since Injury forms have been, well, last Thursday, because as a result, as I mentioned this before, today's day is of course the 21st of September today, in this case in 2021, and we've only got about, let's just say, 3 days to go, until specifically the My Little Pony and New Generation on Netflix, it should be up and running, so at least depending on what regions you lived in, like since I'm in the UK, this means we might able to get that film as well. So because of that though, during around the same time as when the Americans releases. So yeah, that should be pretty self-explanatory, gonna think about it. And also, as you notice, that ever since the weekend, as far as what some toy sales has already mentioned this earlier, that obviously that Jewel, she pretty much done with the forms of the 3rd board in Mario Party 6, and as a result, she only got a halfway point to go for the main boards in Mario Party 6, until she pretty much moves on to the extra stuff, much like the forms of any other Mario Party Let's Plays out there, although we were expecting to able to actually just try to show you guys some extra stuff, or more accurately, the majority of the extra things, for the sake of in Mario Party Island Tour for likely puzzle games, or some extra games, but unfortunately though, that it didn't happen, sadly, just because, well, we just felt incredibly lazy back in the forms of 2014 or something like that. So, I believe the blue treasure chest is going to be in right there, so good thing we've managed able to obtain the blue key from the likes of from the very beginning of that particular section, and I think that's all the treasure chests in the Sacred Swamp. So there we go. Nicely done right there, especially noticeable about the fact that although obviously we're not 100% done with that particular stage just yet, because obviously there's still more things to come. So anyways, let's head back into the Colossal Hall, but before we do that, we need to switch over to nighttime to daytime, because obviously the owl is also required in order to be able to progress. So, and I think fundamentally speaking, although I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that we also got one chest left. So, yeah, that should be pretty much self-explanatory right there. Especially noticeable we can now able to actually go in here. And also we can able to deal with the forms of those snakeheads, basically. So, hopefully that should able to actually just to deal with all that stuff. And yeah, we're pretty much at the halfway point. Excuse me. We're pretty much at the halfway point in terms of, you know, Wario Land 3, until we basically just managed able to deal with the forms of, well, the, almost towards the very end of these Wario platformer series of Let's Plays. Like, you know what I mean, that we still only got 3 games left, ranging from, well, after this game though, after we're done with the forms of the main story, along with the forms of the music coins, and especially noticeable with, the special game, if you manage to able to obtain every single crayons throughout the whole game, which I'll talk more about it until whatever we get into, like, well, let's just say roughly until next month in October. So because of that, hopefully we would able to actually just to try to mention some more details about it. So there we go. We got ourselves the blue chest, and let's see what item rather does it contain. Let's just say a train or something like that. So even though it might actually not activate anything, so yeah, that seems kind of pointless, but hey, at least we got ourselves that treasure at least. So, and I think that pretty much concludes the Colossal Hall. So let's head over back into the Cave of Flames again, because now with the forms of that bomb, the bomb itself is managed to able to explode. So yeah, it has been such a long while since we actually went into the Cave of Flames, because obviously from the very beginning, we can't do that much of it though, apart from the fact that we can able to actually just to get all kinds of different items here and there, but at least thankfully though we can able to like get some progressioning for the sake of time there. So anyways, let's go and just go for these little gaps in between with Flat Wario, and also throughout that once we get into the water, then we'll turn back into its normal state. And I do apologize if my commentary gets a little bit more slightly iffy at this point today, most notably because I got something stuck in my throat, so I do apologize for that. Especially noticeable about the fact that, well, usually relatively speaking, it's just that I got some other things to take care of for later day and time. So either way though, let's just go ahead and use the ground pound at this little guy over there that trying to make us fat and everything, and just drop him over there and wait until he starts to get closer, or simply just toss it the donut right at me. So yeah, and it's a good thing we did manage to able to get the red key from the very get-go on that section, because once we bust out these donut blocks, then we can pretty much guarantee we can able to unlock the red chest. So, and in this chest we're able to contain, I would say a car or a silver coach, or I think it's more likely like a car. I'm pretty sure it's a car. But it also doesn't do anything at all as well. So either way, now let's head back into the Cave of Flames again, but now we can able to actually do another chest. So this means we can able to do two chests in a row. So we can able to actually expect to doing this, and screw you. But thankfully we can able to like, oh dang it, I think this enemy's got stuck. Come on. Come on, dang it, I got screwed over. So screw you, you stupid little blue bird thingy right there. But all it gets in there is just basically just another music coin. But again, we'll save that until for later. So, oh well, no big deal. But anyway, and also another thing worth noting for is the fact that we've barely got about a month to go until Mario Party Superstars for the Nintendo Switch will be releasing. So because of that, though, I'm still hyped about the game, and I'm sure enough that most Mario Party fans out there will also be excited for that game as well. So yeah, God knows, they might able to get a perfect opportunity to do so for you know, trying to able to do a redo Let's Plays of certain Mario Party games, ranging from the Hudson Soft one specifically. Although, I don't know if we might able to do a redo Let's Play of Mario Party DS, if only with the fact that with the commentary itself is okay, but nothing amazing, and also say applies to Mario Party Island Tour with all these missing features that we're missing on. And oh, and another thing to worth noting for is the fact that yes, in order able to actually get the green key, you have to able to actually just become invincible the whole way through. And I get the feeling it might also do the same thing for darn it, I was literally just one elevation left by able to actually bust out those little flame blocks. Oh well, no big deal, but at least, you know, we can able to try again if we manage to able to actually not mess this up, so, yeah, anyway. And, again, there's not much else I can talk about. Oh, jeez, this is gonna be really, really, really picky, but thankfully we managed to do this on the second attempt, so, how's that for my mighty skills? So, how's that for that? Alright, so, oh, dang it, we have to deal with the forms of those jumping, cheap, kind of stuff like this, so, hopefully we'll make it through, and, is it? Oh, we still need able to use the invincible transformation there, so, oh boy, but at least, we can able to actually do, I think this is going to be pretty tricky though, because, now we deal with the forms of those flammable blocks, but now we can able to still transform into the invisible ourselves, and, hopefully, we should able to actually get past for this, these little bouncy fishies, and, it's definitely not easy though, just because you have to be, like, super precise with all these jumps and everything. Especially noticeable you have to keep an eye on with the actual dust effect for, you know, for Wario as you're trying to take control. So, anyways, I think this is gonna be, this is the last bit of the level, so we're just gonna have to, like, burn ourselves and, just try to able to wait for a moment until he, finishes the animation, so, yeah. Actually, kind of think about it is the fact that one thing I should probably mention about that, I seriously keep on screwing it up. Oh jeez, I think the timing on this particular segment is gonna be a bit picky at times, but we'll still have to keep trying, so. Hui. Anyway, I suppose another thing I should probably, okay, there we go. Sometimes timing itself can be pretty much unpredictable at times, but thankfully, we actually made it, so. And this chest contains something like a bag of any sorts, which, if we somehow manage to able to use it, and we get ourselves this little, mini tornado of any sorts, and it will actually cause the actual bag of wind, and able to actually just, well, oh, I see, so we can able to head back into Out of Woods. It's been such a long time since we actually went into Out of Woods, kind of think about it though. Especially noticeable because obviously we actually did done a lot of, like, you know, whole bunch of levels for that particular, like, all the other, like, compass and all that stuff. But I digress. And as you can see, we're now going back into Out of Woods, but this time in nighttime. So because of that, now we can able to experience this stage in the forms of its full glory. Well, a couple of exceptions, mind you, which we still don't think we can able to actually get ourselves our fully powered up moves just yet, because it's especially noticeable if I was trying to go after, like, you know, the remainings of these music coins and all that stuff, which again, that'll be until the future, so, anyways, let's go ahead and I think we'll try to able to go after that little, green key, first, before we're able to do anything about it, because I'm pretty sure that I don't think we can able to stumble across into any boss fights for quite a long time for that point, and of course, we're able to get burned as always, so there's nothing we can do, at the sake of time by able to keep on going back and forth in between, and you probably get the idea about that. So anyways, let's just go ahead and keep on moving, and wait until these flames decide to be gone, and there we go, we get the green key, and before we move on, it's just another music coin, so whoever needs those, until specifically later on, so anyways, let's just go ahead and go back for a bit, and well, we can able to actually enter this door now, so And because of that, though, we can able to do, what else? Even more platforming. Especially noticeable with the forms of, you know, trying to go for these, leaves. So, yeah, that seems kind of, obvious. So, and once you make your way to, 4 sections of those, leaf platforms, then sure enough, you would able to get yourselves the green chest. So, nicely done for my platforming genre skills. And this will able to give us an upgraded swim flippers. And this means we can now able to actually swim through strong water currents. So this means, like, take this image for example, that normally that we can't able to actually swim the actual, like, swimming through those strong currents. But now we can. So, yeah, that seems pretty awesome. And I believe we only got one more power-up left, but that wasn't until for later. So, in this case, we're finally headed back onto Bank of the Wild River, as well as the Steep Canyon, and heck, even with the forms of Beneath the Waves. So, because we've already done with the forms of the majority of the Pool of Rain, and yeah, everything goes all fine and dandy and everything. So, anyway though, so I think we get the idea about what's the next stage we can able to look up on in terms of what stage we're about to be going to next. Obviously we'll head over to Bank of the Wild River, so that means we can able to get ourselves the final chest, which appears to be by the forms of the green chest. So, actually kind of think about it though, is the fact that after we're done with the green chest run through, that basically I don't suppose that well, I suppose we'll find it out until whenever we're able to continue proceedings for this particular stage, so... But of course we're not exactly done with this particular world just yet though, because obviously with the music coins needs to be collected, but unfortunately though, I don't think I can able to come across into that anytime soon, so oh well, no big deal. And of course we got ourselves the returning climbing through vines section again, ever since in well, the Forest of Fear level, which, I wasn't too thrilled about it, but at the very least, since that we've actually got ourselves almost entirely fully powered up and everything, and as a result though, and thankfully, there was actually a, I would say a safe spot or something like that, like, specifically, oh, please don't tell me I have to, like, okay, so, I think I might be alright for there, so, but again, if you screw this up, though, you have to do the entire climathon all over again if you keep messing things up, so, yeah, that might be the only, drawback to this, though, but, oh, okay. And we can deal with this guy here. Ah, seriously. Okay. I'm hoping that those enemies will not respawn off screen, which I highly doubt it won't be. Unfortunately though, if you're most able to entering the room and then trying to re-enter the same room as when you messed up on, this means yes, enemies will respawn. So, and it's gonna be a little bit more annoying until whenever we get into, like, imagine if we go back into the Tidal Coast in one of those segments. Oh boy, you will see nothing yet. I mean, you will see nothing yet. Oh jeez, that was close. Especially noticeable, I'm almost gonna get myself screwed right there. Alright, so I think we are almost there. It's just that we need to go bypass these little pesky bugs. And oh look, we got ourselves the green key. So now we just need to make our way to this part right there. And conveniently enough, that's if you go down to this ladder though, that you stumble across the actual strong water currents. So, anyways, oh, we got ourselves the next boss fight. Now this boss fight is kind of interesting because his name was PS or something like that. I think that's what the boss's name is, by the way. And basically, all we have to do in this boss fight, rather than just trying to attack him, instead we have to do something to do with the forms of that particular minion, for that enemy over there that he's flying about, and basically all you need to do is just to let him eat the specific food as soon as he comes closer, and then eats one, and then eventually he'll get a bit fatter. It kind of reminds me of the forms of well, the other boss fight in Desert Ruins called Yellow Belly, except the fact that rather than just trying to able to utilize ground pounding, that particular pumping the switch and stuff like that, so instead we have to make him a bit fatter, and if you've done so already, and you have to wait for a second, because obviously, that way it'll block your the water current, and that way you can now finally be able to actually decide to unlock the green chest. So, how's that ends well, huh? Especially noticeable about the fact that, well, obviously that if you're trying to do this normally, then it'll be impossible if you're trying to able to go for the strong water currents and stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty simple and easy boss fight, but if you get caught by his teeth, then obviously you get, like, pushed back and stuff like that, which I'm presuming so anyway. So, yeah, this boss fight is pretty easy, so. And it looks like we stumbled across this weird-looking witch, which actually managed to able to create even more, cages or fence to able to actually just to climb on. Now, I get the feeling what the next level we're about to be heading to next, which is the Tower of Revival we can go back into. And I believe also, yeah, the title coast is going to be one of those examples I was going to mention, which, oh boy, I'm not looking forward to able to doing that next chest to run through. So, anyways, let's head back into the peaceful village again, but obviously that I'm presuming that we do need to only activate you know, one of those doors that we can't enter in during the course of in daytime, I'm presuming so. Well, I'm presuming that this can only be activated in nighttime. So if I recall correctly, it only requires nighttime in order to able to actually enter this room. So, and basically, that we have to once again utilize the forms of this guy to able to actually just to toss the invincibility potion at us. And as a result, we can able to actually do some pretty tricky platforming while at the same time trying to avoid those electrical stuff from these little light bulbs. So, in fact, sometimes my depth perception might be a bit off at points, but thankfully it won't be bothering me at all. So, now I suppose another thing I should probably explain about this as well, that I don't suppose we can able to fight against even more boss fights for a very, very long while, until specifically towards the end of the game. So, which I won't gonna spoil things too much about it though, for those who have not seen the actual Wario Land 3 playthrough or something. So, anyway, so now we get ourselves the green chest, that way we can able to actually open up from. And I believe the green chest is actually the last treasure chest we can able to open up in a peaceful village. So, but unfortunately though, is the fact that we still haven't got the green key yet, which thankfully getting the oh jeez, I keep screwing things up with the actual specific jumps I have to make. But hopefully we would be able to make it through. So anyways, I think it's definitely in this. Oh, of course, some more fishies to jump through. And there we go. And then we can able to actually use the invincibility potion until, well, we can able to actually bypass those little security gates to able to actually just make it by that point. And yeah, don't go for that pipe because obviously you will able to go back to its normal state. So anyway, so let's go ahead and keep on moving. And just try to make it as good jumps as possible if we don't mess this up. So there we go. Well, at least we passed through there. And trying to go for this part. And there we go. Green chest will be opened. So, huzzah. And let's see what item does it contain in here. And it appears to be, I would say, I don't know what this thing is though. Oh, it's like a glass, kind of like glass string or something. And I don't think that will activate something in the actual levels, so oh well, no big deal, but at the very least we can able to head back into Tower of Revival again after the forms of those specific fences is pretty much completed for the most part. And of course we can able to actually get ourselves, I think fundamentally speaking though, I think this will actually be our third chest run for the sake of this level. So hopefully we should able to get it down and all that stuff. So either way though, let's hop right into this though. So either way though, now I do apologize with about the fact the matter is though, is that the reason why that it might actually took me a couple of minutes to able to do a lot of editing stuff to deal with, and that is the fact that I'm presuming that my game actually lags. So because of that though, yeah, because I'm pretty sure it might be something to do with likely for the fact that it might be like too much stuff on screen or something like that, although maybe because of the fact that maybe it's because of my well, capturing device doesn't seem to able to be run as flawlessly as I hoped, but we'll still have to deal with it, I'm afraid. So either way though, and yeah, let's just get past for this guy and try to keep on climbing up, and well, I can't even believe we're actually on the 3rd playthrough of the stage, so because of that though, it's just like, it's just so maddening whenever you try to able to proceed the actual proportions throughout the whole entire thing itself, as far as you might as well consider this, so... Yeah, because as a result though, that as you can see on screen, that we're able to actually once again going to be able to... oh, I just realized that we're able to actually sort that yellow door, which I think that could be used for, assuming if we're able to actually get, like, both eyes for the sake of that door over there, as we saw. But, obviously, let's not worry about that right now, because obviously we need to aim for the green chest at the moment, so that way we could potentially try to able to go after that, so... But I digress. So, yeah, there's not much else I can talk about, I'm afraid, apart from the fact that, well, usually relatively speaking, we only got about, you know, a couple of days now for, the sake of, you know, My Little Pony, A New Generation for the Netflix film should be up, so... But then again, though, we'll let, Jewel will mention more about it until when she goes back into Mario Party 6 for, well, let's just say until on the, well, not until when it gets to the point until on the 5th board or something like that, but, again, it's all about speculations at the moment for the sake of time, so, you probably get the idea about that, so... So yeah, yeah, because of that, that's the reason why that it actually took me so long to able to actually get back into this commentary stuff, because obviously my game sometimes lags on my commentary and stuff. So, but at the very least, we can able to actually open up the green chest now. So let's see what item we get. And this one appears to be a piece of paper of any sorts. So. And that might actually be used for the sake of one of those levels that... Oh, is this just a map? And I believe this is where we're able to actually access to the next level, which is the East Crater. The next entry of the forms of those crater types of levels. So, yeah, that should be pretty swell stuff. And I think we'll probably hit on to the next level that we can probably hit back into, which is, the tidal coasts, so we're able to actually get this over and done with before we're able to, like, well, do anything. And plus, I think this particular next route we're about to be heading to, I'm presuming this only requires nighttime, if I recall correctly, because if this is in daytime, one of those islands that you've noticed that we actually managed to bypass through, basically what that is the fact that it just managed able to sink. Whilst usually at night time, the actual island platform that we saw, that actually rises up. So, yeah, that's something worth classifying for noticing this. So, anyways, let's bypass these little, like, flump-like objects, as you see, so that hopefully we're able to not get flattened and get ourselves our green key for the green chest. So, that should be all pretty swell, I should say. So, yeah, I can't even believe that we've almost nearly at the end for the sake of the main adventure. So, because of that, well, despite we still got a whole bunch of treasures to go, so either way though, because it might take a bit of a while, so... Oh boy, it's this section, and it's gonna be another one of those trial and error moments whenever you're trying to able to make it at certain points throughout, especially that to make matters worse, usually if you manage to able to get into the wrong segment or something like that, but yeah, I have no words to say, because even then though, I do apologize. Oh, that worked. That works for me, for able to take the invincibility frames, even after going bypassing for those little specific spikes, as you probably already know. But again, here's the only downside to this though, is that if you screw up on that particular climbing segment, then you have to backtrack for a bit, which is always not that welcoming for me. So yeah, I do apologize that the forms of some segments throughout my recording might be felt a bit slightly delayed for keeping up with the forms of the syncing with the actual game audio and such. Clearly because I think it's because of my laptop has becoming incredibly laggy, which as a result though, that hopefully by that time, until likely for until on Thursday, this Thursday specifically, I will try to able to fix it. So because of that though, well, assuming if I need to get more parts to go, so because of this though, well, oh god, is this these annoying enemies right there. You see what I mean? When it comes to the forms of those blue, bird-like enemies, they bathe in my existence. And because of that, though, yeah, I'm not a big fan of those enemies because, well, most of the time, you're muzzle able to get butt kicks by them, and as a result, if you get knocked back, and then as a result, then you have to do the entire portion itself all over again, and it's just not fun to me. It's just definitely not fun, so... Alright, so I believe we're almost there, so it's just that we have to able to go through that. Well, there's that green chest over there, so hopefully we would be able to... No! Does that work? Okay, it does work, because obviously we can able to, well, resume, and hopefully not to screw this up. And again, it's kind of annoying too, about the fact that those blue birds in mind, that those do respawn, so because of that though, it's always so inconsistent, and as a result, it's just too much of a nitpicking, and it's just, well, a bit of annoying though, and it's just, you know. Alright, so let's just wait for these guys to go past, and just try to get rid of them in the process here, and enter this little door over there, so we could probably tackle for this last bit. I believe the last bit is gonna be the biggest pain in the butt, because again, if you screw up by these stupid looking birds, basically you're gonna have to fall off and you have to do the entire backtracking portions all over again. And it's tedious. It's just way too tedious, I'm telling you. But either way, we'll try to able to cope with it, I suppose, I'm afraid. And is this kind of a good thing? I guess it's a good thing, because obviously we're able to continue where we left off from that point, so... Alright, just gonna have to concentrate this a bit hard, especially that, again, I really refuse to able to get overly mad about something for, you know, with these stupid birds that keep on, like, popping out of nowhere, and, it's just, you know, it's just too much. But thankfully we've made it, so there we go. That's the annoying part out of the way, and hopefully we'll get something for that green chest. And we got ourselves a spinning fan. And I believe this might actually be used for, I would say, in a town in chaos. Because obviously that, I don't think we actually come across into that area, so yeah, it's definitely in a town in chaos, so, and that's it. That's literally how this goes. So, I suppose the next level we can probably hit into next, when it comes to like revisiting certain levels, I think, we'll probably hit over to, how many treasures we got? Okay, so we got 2 treasures left on the West Crater, so for the time being, let's head back into Beneath the Waves again, and hopefully we'll try to able to get ourselves the second chest, by able to actually just to find ourselves a bit of a secret area, but again, that, thankfully though, some of these segments in Beneath the Waves, that the majority of the treasures is always going to be on the exact same location, but on the forms of the different rooms, so at least thankfully there's no moments where basically, oh, there's the red key over there, so that should be pretty easy and self-explanatory. And now we can able to leave the room, and hopefully we'll try to get out of this area though, so before we able to like, well, do anything, or to be more specifically, just anything, so... Anyways, let's bust over these little blocks over there, if I could able to bust them up, and... I wonder what's through here, though. Ah, it's just basically it's one of those random enemies, and then I'm presuming if we're able to... Yeah, if we manage able to use Bouncy Wario, then basically that we get ourselves the next music coin and stuff like that, and that's pretty much about it, so... Oh well, no big deal, but at least we're able to get ourselves the red key, so I think we should be all set and done. Although, before we continue things on for this point, I don't know why I managed able to check any, like, single segments onto that bit, because obviously if there's anything like... if I was missing something, I always have to double check, and that's pretty much about it. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and go back into the exact same, well, for that bit right there, when it says like 5T or something like that, that could be used for later, because obviously that will, mention more about that whenever we're able to get something, rewarding until the next few stages. So, anyway, so let's hop into these little, like, hangar-like stuff again, so hopefully we would be able to actually get ourselves the red chest, and, dang it, I think I jumped a little bit too early right there, so, whoops. But that's okay by me, because, obviously we could able to keep on trying and what have you, so hopefully that should be the case for this point, so... Anyway, so let's just go ahead and try this again, and hopefully... I think it's in the right, isn't it? That's where the red chest room is. Is it? Yes, it is. So, good thing I did manage to found that, and of course we stumbled across these little fellows over there, which, by the record, is the fact that they managed to cover you up. So, yeah, in order able to get out of it, though, is just by jumping, and that's pretty much about it, so... There we go, the red chest run is completed in, well, beneath the waves, and we've only got 2 chests left, which is both, green and blue. So, and here's another crayon here, so that means we can able to add a bit more color for the actual cave section, that we can able to hopefully see it once that's fully colored and all settled, so... I don't know about you, but I think I should probably go ahead and tackle through, well, let's just say until, no matter what though, yeah, we got all the treasures there, and also, we only got 1 chest left for the Cave of Flames, but I don't think we can go back there anytime soon. Oh yeah, let's tackle through, no, not the Steep Canyon yet, although, can we? Yeah, I think we might as well can do this, because obviously that, oh wait a second, if we manage to able to return back to the map as we go, and obviously the daytime is required, so yeah, I was thinking about the forms of another level I keep thinking of, but although alternatively I could potentially try to able to use the actual the switch of the day and night cycle switch, but I forgot to do that, so oh well, no big deal. So anyways, for this next chest, I think this will be the last level I'll do for this video, and by that time we'll pretty much move on to the next few levels to revisit, until specifically on Thursday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays potentially, as you guys should know. So anyway, so let's go ahead and find, specifically, oh of course we do need to able to... actually, couldn't think about it. I don't think we're supposed to go there, because that's where the grey chest was. So we got to find ourselves a different, you know, a different route to take. Specifically, this route. So that way we can able to just swim through, like, jet streams and all that stuff. So that should be pretty useful. Especially noticeable that we can able to actually deal with, like, well, you know what I'm saying. So either way, though, let's hit into this pipe as we go. And I believe, if I recall correctly, it's going to take us in the green chest route, if I'm presuming so anyway. So, although I may be wrong, but we'll see, as soon as we're able to keep on going up, so... okay, so I see there's a green chest there, so yes, we are definitely going to go after the green key for this route. So, and once again, we have to take control of the L portion, just like in, the Colossal Hall, and this is where things gets a bit tricky though, especially that, not to mention though, you have to go through a serious amount of those spiky stuff, but also you have to avoid that little, yellow thingy right there. I'm not exactly sure what that name was. And, also not to mention though, I feel like the owl's movement is way too fast in this game, I feel like. and as a result though, it might be a bit difficult to be imprecise with that specific stuff. And also that every time you're able to hop into the owl, one thing I forgot to mention about during the course of in the last video, and that is the fact that yes, the owl's theme is now a thing, and sometimes it gets a bit repetitive though, especially noticeable if you keep on messing things up. Especially noticeable about the fact that I always keep on making myself the actual song about it, like you're not gonna make it this far or something like that if I happen to actually have a lot of trial and error and such. So, oh, there's actually another alternative way you can able to actually get to that red chest if you're about to be able to go in after that specific stuff, but we already done that from the very beginning or somewhere at the almost to the middle portion of the game, but let's not worry about that right now, because now we got the green key, and, well, basically we just have to make our way to the green chest as we go. So, and of course the only thing is worth noting for is that, unfortunately though, you can't turn back, because obviously that you have to able to make your way to that spiky maze section in the owl section, so you have to able to make your way towards the left, as opposed to the ones in, like, hit into the pipe. So, there we go. Green chest has been opened, and we got ourselves, let's just say a telephone, which I'm not exactly sure if that will activate something. Will it? No, it doesn't activate anything, so, oh well, no big deal, but at the very least we are pretty much guaranteed that we've pretty much almost done with this, so, yeah, I think suffice to say, I think we should probably end things off at this point right about, well, somewhere in between, likely, for any other points worth noting for. So, anyway, so join me next time on Let's Play Wario Land 3, and that is the fact that we're still able to revisiting the previous levels, and we get into the East Crater. So, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Later, fellas.